Hi, I'm Mike Farrelly from Farrelly Photos, major sponsor of the Auckland Rugby League Women in Leagues competition.
Well, presentations from that grand final is seeing the Otahu Leopards winners for the match that's just unfolded in front of us, the under-16 grand final.
Just another call. One of our young players has lost their keys. Black and yellow lanyard. If you haven't found them somewhere on the ground, can you please bring them up to the pavilion? Thank you.
As we wait now for the arrival of the Under-18 Girls Championship Grand Final 2019 here at Mount Smart number 2. And I dare say they'll be having their final team chats over in their changing rooms as they get ready for today's kickoff at 1:15. So we have our guests up from the Waikato, Taniwharau. Ready to go, let's do it. Sorry about that. We're online here and talking to the admin team as we're getting the teams ready for the kickoff. And a big thank you to Rochelle, one of the hardest workers in the Auckland Rugby League, who happened to be quite kindly be able to bring over a little sausage roll and a Coke for the team here, as we can see the teams coming down out of the change rooms. If we can see the teams coming down out of the changing rooms. And here they are now. Taniwharau in the green and gold. I'd like to welcome back in Corey Rosser. And Corey, how well has this team gone this season?
Yeah, lucky enough to call them a few weeks ago, and a brilliant team, some standout players, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in action again today. Pleased to see that there's a good surface for them to play on as well, because they're certainly probably a team that likes to move the ball around a fair bit. And the Richmond team, full of talent as well. Again, a number of them have come through representative systems and attended the Jets camp over the last couple of seasons as they make their way out onto the field.
Well, it must have been a team pledge coming out with one hand on each shoulders, and here they are now ready to arrive on the big stage at Mount Smart number 2.
And the match officials for this match. referee is Justin Matangi-Louis. Touch judges Patrice Kisha and Rebecca Ellison.
Taniwharau on screen. Anna Wilson delivering the pre-match speech. She was a standout when we called her last time. Daughter of Coach Mike. And most of these girls also represent Waikato in their age group. Played the Auckland Vulcans last year. So not hard to see why they've been able to really build a culture of success here. They've all stayed together and done it at rep level as well as at club level.
And just the logistics of, travelling and playing in the Auckland Rugby League competition has certainly probably galvanised the team.
Yeah. A lot of road trips up the Waikato Expressway. Maybe stopping for a coffee at the Bombays. Or maybe McDonald's if you want.
Yeah, looking for a pounder and a half. Okay, here we go. Good strong support too coming up from down the line.
Taniwharau, one of the powerhouses of the Waikato competition. Always there or thereabouts in the men's game, and it's great to see their dedication to the women's game as well. I want to give a shout out as well to Hani Hirami, who's doing big things down there for Women's Rugby League in the Waikato through the Waikato Bay Stallions and the club competition as well. Great to see our neighbours embracing the women's game, and it's great to be able to welcome a couple of Waikato teams into our girls' age grade competitions, both Taniwharau and Hukanui. Both doing really well as well.
We're ready to kick off. Yeah, we're ready to kick off.
So Taniwharau will run the ball back towards Mount Smart number 1. And have first use of the football here. Cleaned up by River Meti to get things going. A penalty on the very first play. Well, there you go. All that build up and then probably get a little overexcited and come up with an error on the first one. So it was the Richmond Roses that dominated the regular season. They were the minor premiers with 20 competition points, but Taniwharau were nestled in just behind, and the next team below them, another of the Waikato connection, the Hukanui side. So when I said they did well, they had 2 teams in the top 3, which is pretty outstanding. So Taniwharau to tap and go. Up into the attacking opposition, they go straight away. Sekini doing well to slow that play the ball down and restrict the post-contact yardage. They work it up through the middle of the park now via Green. Meti comes infield. This time it's Hilmoana. Meti set the first receiver to the right. Hands on the football now. Goes one wider to Kaio Koraheki. 20 out from the line now, Taniwharau. A great chance to register first points here. Switch it up now. Richmond are short on the left edge if that's where Taniwharau choose to go. There's only one player out there. Instead, they're going to go to the right, and there's been a knock-on in there. So it will break down on that one. But a good first set from Taniwharau, helped along by the penalty. Richmond survive and will take control of the ball, and they'll do so 15 metres off their own line. Rowena Malaysia, the captain of this side, one of the Auckland Vulcans representatives and a Toa Samoa rep for her age as well. Good line speed from Taniwharau. 35 off their own line here. Richmond struggling a little for yardage, although they'll have other ideas through this carry from Nia Holo. Tuitama, the dummy half, looks to her left. Quick hands now in space on the left edge for Richmond. The ball pops up. Melicia brings it in, but it's going to be called back by referee Matangi Lui. A knock-on in the build-up there, but already easy to see that both of these two teams are going to want to move the ball a whole lot today.
Yeah, and that's probably the reason why they're in the grand final. They certainly know how to share it, share it around the park. And really impressed when we filmed Taniwharau and their match on the live stream, a few weeks back. Certainly a great football team, aren't they?
Give a big shout out as well to the Waikato Rugby League community. Great Facebook page you got going there, and Kana Morgan for all the work he's doing through his live streaming endeavours, which he does at his own cost and using up his own
Great
time. Working up through the middle of the park now. This
They'll
is
get the roll on
Pihama
here.
might be Hill. Knock on. Penalty.
Yeah, I think just second attempt at trying to hold the player there. Tap and go.
Hill Moana. Totoriwa. Shuffle play out to the right-hand side. Kyle Koreheki. 2018 Waikato representative. Totoriwa bumps the ball forward. They're 9 short of the line now. Taniwharau. 4 gone and a great chance to register first points here for the team from the Waikato. Meti. Nice late ball at the line, but Richmond scrambled beautifully. 3 short. Space on the left edge here. They've got a numbers advantage. They're going to get a penalty here.
They did well to play that, didn't they? And they were threatening. So let's just come back, get a bit more of a bigger run up, and have another hit. And that's
There we
all.
go. Straight through. Taniwharau on the board. Try and catch the number there. I think it may have been the 10, Victoria Rose Green. We'll confirm that as well as we go to the Fairley Photos replay.
And just on the action replay here, we see, they were really threatening the line, building up to the penalty. Basically walked back over a good 10-metre start here, had a tap. Lost my voice there for a minute. And basically just put the hammer down, picked a couple of defenders to split, and carried them across. 4 points.
Green, I'm told, related to Maunga Emery, granddaughter of Maunga, of course, a New Zealand Rugby League legend.
Yeah, Stacey Jones' bloodline in there too.
Good chance Stacey's probably watching on from his little cubby over there at Mount Smart number 1 as well. He stations up there, I know, certainly for the Fox games with some of the crew.
We would have had a quiet green tea last night after the Manly win over the weekend.
So Meti strikes the ball, flags are up, and a dream start for Taniwharau. They lead by 6 after as many minutes here at Mount Smart number 2. And on their second use of the football, they make full use of it and go all the way. And in fact, it's Honor Wilson that kicked a goal. My apologies. I had River Meti down as the goal kicker, but it was Honor Wilson, the captain.
Big call out there for some Richmond supporters. Some of the Bulldogs are in the house.
They always bring great support to these grand finals, don't
Absolutely,
they, Richmond? You
yeah.
can see over the back the banners that have
Good
been there ever since I started working in Auckland League.
Good, strong, traditional rugby league powerhouse. Been in the Auckland Rugby League for many years. Churned out many a champion. Oh, spilt.
So Mamia, I think it was, that puts it down, and a chance for Taniwharau to double their lead potentially. 7.5 gone.
This is the heartache for being a coach, isn't it? Get the ball from the kickoff, and all of a sudden the opposing team's feeding the scrum, and you're under the pump.
One thing noticeable about this Taniwharau team as well, the talk that goes on amongst the players, they're all very vocal and organising. It's great to see not only athletically gifted, but they're thinking about the game as well. Miti is the dummy half. There's a knock-on in there. No, go back and play it. So, a bit stop-start right now, isn't it? Wilson, the first receiver. Shuffles play on. This is Michaela Neal. A cousin in the team as well, Moko Totoriwa. Working it down the left-hand edge now, Taniwharau.
You watch this, there's some fantastic shape out here on the right.
Totoriwa, the dummy half. Comes back through the middle to the try scorer, Green.
It's going to be a big shift on here.
Centre field they come. Miti. Looping ball over the top. Space on the right-hand side. They have to score here, Taniwharau. Oh, the pass was on. Not to be this time. Miti. Back to the middle they come. Up quickly though, Richmond. That's brilliant defence. And handover ball. Well, that really turned quickly into a nightmare for Taniwharau, didn't it? The overlap on the right-hand edge went begging, and then Richmond recovered nicely.
Yeah, they were shaping up early in the tackle count, and they got set. They were ready, and they had a couple of extra runners out there. They just couldn't get the ball free. But how was that tackle? Just so much speed off the defence line. She had to chop it down, and she did a good job of it. That's messy going out the back. Richmond's got to clean up. Oh.
Well, you get let off the hook, and then you go and do that, and all of a sudden the pressure straight back on. Taniwharau are going to have this set starting 10 metres out from the line. 9.5 gone. It is the team from the Waikato with the early running and the lead on the scoreboard. So Miti feeds the scrum. A settler to start with up through the middle. This is Kaui Mori. Left side they come. Wilson. And a second try for Taniwharau. A second for one of the front rowers. This time it's Maya Hilmoana weaving her way down the left-hand side and going over for another one. There's boos in the background from the Richmond faithful. That won't worry Taniwharau. Another try.
The Mike Farrelly photos action replay as we see it shifting to the left-hand edge. Nice little pop on here. Step the two defenders, just brought them in, but too much power and pace and over 4 points. Great try. Taniwharau back in again. So wait for the kick to come.
I'm pretty sure that was the number 8 that scored. The Taniwharau numbers are very small. It is quite hard to make them out on the jersey, so it could have been the number 8 or potentially the number 6. So my apologies if we got that one wrong. But anyway, it won't really matter to Taniwharau. All that matters is the 10 on the scoreboard, which could become 12 with kick to come, 11 minutes gone. And confirmation that it was the number 6. My apologies for that. The try scorer, Leah Reese Rangi Toka. Kick comes in. Okay, off the boot. And flags up.
In and over.
12 points on the board. Less than 12 minutes gone. Taniwharau off to a flyer, and Richmond with a little bit of work to do.
Well, Richmond need to complete a set from this kickoff.
So Taniwharau get us back underway, but there's a whistle in the background. Now, were they in front? Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Well, there's a big moment. Penalty on halfway. And the minor premiers, they need to start generating a little bit of momentum here Taniwharau will be keen to make a statement, and their line speed on the first set, first tackle I should say, suggests just that. Working it now via Mia Holo. Had a couple of good carries already, the Aorere College student. Tuitama. Sekini, hunting for a gap. Popsy offload. Back centre field they come now via Tuitama. Tackled brilliantly though by Rangi Toka. Holo is the makeshift dummy half. Moves play on and links with her 7, Kamuhemu. Looping ball up over the top now. Melesia into a little bit of space. Comes back in field. There's a gap there if they can execute it. Richmond, Melesia straight through the middle. Numbers coming across for Taniwharau, and they get there just in time to save the try. Options left and right now. They move it to the right, but they're up quickly, Taniwharau, and they close it down. Penalty. Second effort in there. That's a smart penalty as well. You got the feeling if Richmond spread the ball there, they'd probably score.
Yeah, great momentum created there. They've got to have tap and go, put the pressure on.
So Melesia to Mamia. Mamia, a little bit of footwork and then gets dicked. 3 metres out from the line. Melesia, the captain, is the dummy half. There's numbers on the left. The ball had to go quickly though. Tuitama calling numbers in the middle and then says, hey, we'll go to the left edge instead. Try! Kaya Atai scores in the left-hand corner. Clever stuff from Pearl Tuitama, who you will see in dummy half here. Does a very good job of selling, hey, we're going to the middle, we're going to the middle. Oh, no, we're not.
So on the Mike Farrelly Photos action replay, and I love throwing Mike in there first, but watch the pass straight from the dummy half. It's a rocket pass. Bam, stood up, just banged it straight to that first receiver. That really got the pace going. Gave enough little bit of a space for their centre to squeeze through and put 4 points on, and they really needed that, Corey, to get back into the game.
Class finish too, really, under a fair bit of pressure there.
Yeah, to certainly work at that short side, but that's definitely clearing it from the ruck with that speed pass. It was what sort of got their nose in front a wee bit as we wait for the kick to come. This is going to be a toughie too.
So Sekini, she's taken it back about 23. Not like Vucker in the last game, who took it from the 10 and nailed it anyway. It's okay off the boot, but just away to the left. So score will remain, Taniwharau 12, Richmond 4, 15 and a bit gone here at Mount Smart number 2. You're joining us for the Farrelly Photos Under 18 Girls Grand Final. Earlier today, the Otahu Leopards won the 16s grade. Really enjoyable game, that one, and this one looking every bit the quality clash that we had anticipated, given that we have called both of these two teams earlier this year.
Yeah, they're yelling out down there, make sure you're behind the kicker. The official ball for the Farrelly Photos competitions is the Steedham, and that's teed up and all set for the restart. We're off and running.
4 to play in the first half. Gone quickly as well. It's been a free-flowing sort of fixture. As they bump the ball forward. That's a good low-down tackle from the try scorer, Atai. Taniwharau now roaring through the middle.
Proving a handful.
Nice quick play of the ball as well. Totoriwa clears the ruck. Like what I'm seeing defensively from Richmond, though. Getting there in numbers.
That was a bit awkward, wasn't it?
Terrible play of the ball.
Playing it to the sideline.
Dear, oh dear. Some of the little attention to detail pieces just missing right now, and you wonder how much of that is maybe just nerves and excitement. Richmond
Good carry.
will not mind one bit as Jamie Latu gets the set started. Tuitama is the dummy half. Shuffles to her right. They bump the ball forward. These middles are killing Taniwharau right now. Another penalty.
Not going to hold around, tap and go. The referee says no, come back. And we've got to commend the referee. Hasn't she done a good job?
She has indeed. Justine Matangi-Lui, daughter of our very own Val, who we have a lot to do with out at the Mangere East Club. One of the leading ladies out there along with Tash.
Oh, ragdolled to the ground. Or was it a hip throw? Certainly went down hard enough. Ball's gone.
Holo. Nice quick hands. Emma Diamond away down the right. Bundled into touch. Taniwharau, a masterclass in sliding defence that time. Just for a second, Emma Diamond got free. She's got some wheels on it. Thought she may have been away. Taniwharau recover and will pack this scrum down with 2 to play in the first half.
So just slowing the momentum down a wee bit here. Both teams have certainly been up tempo in the last passage of play. So getting a wee bit of a breather in. Stay pack in. 24 on the hop. Inside the 20, great little fend.
Middles need to aim up here. Richmond are rolling them right now. Comes to that forward battle. Melicia, nice down low tackle. Finishing up top was Mamia, Auckland Vulcans representative. Currently attending Massey University. Left they come now, Taniwharau. Meti stands up 1, stands up 2. Oh, I thought she was going to go through for a second there. Into attacking territory now. Could be the last set of the half here for Taniwharau. They kick. The chase is good. Pressure on now. What will the bounce do? Comes up for Taniwharau, but they need to get the ball back towards the middle of the park here, you would think. Last play coming up. They centralise. Quick hands, right side. Taniwharau in for their third. Lovely stuff. And it finishes with the 15. Kopa Nikau going over for another try for her side right on the stroke of half-time.
As we wait for the Farrelly Photos action replay here, they were certainly pressing up on the left-hand edge there, and then they decided on the shift. Great catch and pass. Big, strong running on at this point. Had clear space. Got one hand on her. She's tried to bring it round. Got a wee bit slippery there and got the 4 points on. And nice to have that just before the halftime whistle you heard in the background during the action replay.
Nikau, of course, a famous last name in Huntly circles. Royalty down there. She is a relation of Tawara. An NRL and Kiwis representative, New Zealand Māori representative. So kick to come and a nice chance for Taniwharau to go up to 18 at the break here. And you just wonder how important will that strike be right on half time. They can tend to count for double regardless of the level. Steps in, kicks it. We go to half-time with Taniwharau up 18 points to 4 over Richmond. A short break for us before we resume with the second half action.
And just as we go to the halftime break, what an absolute pleasure it is to have the major sponsor with us up here in the commentary box, Mike Farrelly. And Mike, tell us what you've been here doing today in your officiation capacity.
Thank you, Troy. Amazing to see the opportunities that Taniwharau team out of the Waikato coming up, the development in the women's sport, and just really pleased to be a part of that. The expressway must have been busy this morning with the support in the grandstand from the Waikato, so it's great to see.
And does Farrelly Photos make their way down to the Waikato, take team photos down there by chance?
We're always looking at yeah.
Awesome, mate. Look, I know you've been taking care of, major sponsorship for the ARL, especially in the Women's Rugby League, over the last couple of seasons. What's impressed you most in 2019?
2019, I think the growth in the girls' sport, the really with the 3 grades coming through like that, 4 grades. I think that's been really the impetus, and the pathway now, the clear pathway for the ladies right through to the women's NRL. So.
And a little bit closer to home, I know you have a little bit to do with the Howick Hornets, a couple of grouse teams down there, and they've done really well this year. Let's talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, we really had an exciting under-14s team, and the under-16s out here today, all but the bridesmaid on the day. So I know the 14s were took it very hard, their loss in the minor semis. They really should have been here today, I thought. It is the manner of the sport, and yeah, it's who comes to play the game on the day and takes the prize. So, congratulations to Otara, I believe, took it this morning. So.
And in regards to, you've been down there doing the presentations and what have you, there's obviously a lot of emotions, swirling around, and you can tell by the team captains, and they're thanking their fans and what have you. What does it mean to you as, to you personally and as a sponsor?
Oh, just being there sideline, watching the Otahu captains, their response and taking the championship this afternoon, it's just incredible, the feel of it. The vibe that's coming out of the stands as well. A lot of supporters down here from their clubs, a lot of club colours going on. It's really cool to see.
And mate, we have to obviously talk about the long heritage and I suppose the expertise that you have in doing the team photos that go back over decades now inside the firm. If somebody's wanting to have a professional team photo taken, how do they go about it and how do they contact you?
Yeah, probably the easiest way is by phone on 0800 274 6868, or just drop me an email. It's Mike or photos@farrelly.co.nz.
Cool, and we can get to having, I guess, a look at your Facebook page. There's a lot of, really hard case team photos in there that you obviously do with a number of the team sports. That sort of gives a wee bit of a taste of, what Mike's all about. But more importantly, you provide a service to guys that want to have reprints or something around that sort of nature. Tell us a bit about that.
That's it. The Facebook page has become a great opportunity to showcase those sort of things, both in terms of the funny photos that we take as part of their team photo sitting, and also the opportunity to request it from our archives and post up an old photo, so that gets